Hey guys, I'm Derek.
I'm Alex.
We're from Mayday Parade. You're watching BandApp TV.
It's Colin here from BandApp. I'm here with Derek and Alex from Mayday Parade. Guys, how are you?
Doing fantastic. How about you?
Yeah, very well indeed, thank you. So, we were going to talk to you guys a little bit later on, I think, but it's nice to catch up with you guys now. So you're playing a little bit later on?
That's right, yeah.
How psyched are you?
Oh, I'm very psyched, yeah. The Leeds was incredible.
Yeah.
So this is our first time doing, Reading and Leeds, and
wow.
I'm very pumped. How about you, Alex?
I'm pretty excited as well, yeah.
So good crowds, good reaction on Friday then, I think it was, when you guys did Leeds, yeah?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We came over here just to do this.
Right, okay.
It's definitely been worth it. It's been great, yeah.
So what's planned for later on in the year?
We're doing a tour in the fall. A part US, part Canada tour, and that kind of wraps up the year and wraps up our album cycle, and then we'll start working on another album.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on that album? Have you already started planning it, or are you...
We're kind of at the very beginning stages of starting to talk about it. I know we all have collectively a bunch of ideas that we're really excited about. We haven't started kind of getting together yet and writing together, but that'll happen soon. Just always very excited.
Is that kind of how it works for you guys? Just all getting together in a room and kind of feeding off the energy, or is it somebody that kind of leads the way a little bit with the ideas? Or
well, it's a kind of a mix. I mean, we'll put out an album and we'll tour for about a year and a half or so, and then everybody during that time kind of comes up with a lot of ideas.
Yeah.
And then at some point we'll get together and we kind of bring all those ideas together and then kind of flesh them out and finish it out as a song. And so that'll happen early 2015. We'll go to a beach house in Florida.
Oh, nice.
And we'll spend a month just going over it and making it happen. Yeah.
Cool. Have you got any thoughts on a producer yet and who you'd want to work with or anything like that? Any wishes you might want to just get out there in the ether now, maybe, so that someone's going, oh, really? Okay.
Actually, it's funny. That's exactly where we're at. We're kind of trying to figure out who we want. We have some ideas, but we're still trying to figure out that and also how we want to record it, because we kind of want to do something a little bit different. I mean, feels like we've done the same thing over and over again, and we want to try and expand a little bit more and experiment. So that's literally where we are right now, is talking about that. It's it's honestly exciting, though. It's really cool.
Yeah, sure. So how's the recording process before then, and how did you guys go about
that? We usually work with these Kenneth Mount and Zach Odom producers, and it's just been... it's been an incredible experience every time, but we've talked about maybe trying to track some more stuff live, doing drums and bass and guitars together, and just kind of, I don't know, like I said, we're still we literally had a conversation yesterday or 2 days ago about it, and we need to have another conversation to kind of finalize where we are with it, because we're not really sure, but we're...
No, it's cool, because I've got a couple of friends of mine as well in bands, and everyone seems to be going back to that kind of organic style, and I think, don't get me wrong, I think technology serves a purpose, particularly when you've got to get, stuff done in a certain amount of time and it's got to be ready and that kind of thing. But I had a friend of mine and he was playing guitar and the other guitarist, and they were tracking him together at the same time. Everyone just seems to be getting a bit more organic now, and it's kind of a nice thing to see, really.
It's funny, it's honestly something that we've wanted, that organic kind of feeling is something that we've wanted to experiment with for a really long time, and something that I feel like each album in the past that we've gone into, we've kind of tried to achieve that.
Yeah.
But walking away from it, it doesn't feel like we really exactly hone in on it. So it's kind of more the same of what we want.
Yeah.
But we're really trying to take more steps into getting that sound.
I think it's nice as well, particularly when you play music live as well. Particularly from the drummer side of things. That I think with technology, it's too easy to kind of snap it to the grid, and it kind of sometimes, I think, loses that feel.
A human element.
There's a natural ebb and flow to a track, and sometimes it can speed up and it makes things a little bit better. So it's, it's really nice to hear that people are kind of going back to that old school way of doing it.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I guess, there's no release date for that then, I guess. You're just even thinking about it right now, aren't you? So
hopefully next year, hopefully 2015 by the fall sometime is what we're kind of shooting for. But we'll see.
Are you guys one of those sorts of bands that kind of once you get on a roll, then it sort of really starts to come together then, yeah?
Pretty much. I mean, we've been on a cycle of putting out an album every 2 years in the fall. For the last 3 albums have been that way, October, every 2 years, basically. Yeah. So you want to stick with that if we can.
That's good.
We don't want to rush it if that's the case, but usually once we get started, it just kind of happens. So yeah.
Yeah. So how do you guys kind of put a set together these days? I mean, you know, you're like 3 albums in, so how do you kind of decide what to play
it's
now?
Tough. It gets harder and harder. Yeah, each album you put out, but we feel like we just try and play, you know, the songs that are the favorites, and we try and mix it up each tour.
Yeah.
You know, like if we're doing a U.S. tour, we want to switch it up from what we played the last U.S. tour, and you know, whatever, and that's about it. We just try and gauge it around that, and make it just a set that has a nice flow to it and makes sense, and that's about it. Yeah.
Cool. So on the more casual front, you guys checking any bands out today? Did you see anyone at Leeds that maybe people should be keeping an eye out for?
Well, we didn't get to watch too much at Leeds. We got there a little later in the day, but we did watch Blink-182, which is my first time seeing them, and that's you know, obviously they're.
I think it's definitely on the tick box, isn't it? You know, if you haven't seen Blink-182, then you've.
Oh yeah, exactly. And they were great. I loved it. And there are a bunch I want to see. We all wanted to watch the 1975, but they play at the same time as we play, so we're kind of bummed about that. But you know, it was a lot of our friends. You know, Story So Far, You Me at 6. You know, Day to Remember. The Wonder Years. There's a lot of really awesome bands I'd love to check out.
Yeah, happy days. Cool. So last question. If you were to pick your own headliners for Reading and Leeds, who would you choose? It can be anybody, alive or dead. It's fine.
Oh, really? Okay.
Well, yeah, you know, because you don't want to kind of be hampered by the deceased, really.
Yeah.
They do get in the way of so much.
Well, they have to be alive, or they can be.
They can be whatever you want, alive or dead.
Well, I've always wanted to see Metallica, and I know they've headlined Reading and Leeds a handful of times, right? Never seen Metallica, and I've always wanted to see them, so I'll throw them up there.
But now we're talking alive or dead, and we're talking with or without Cliff Burton, you see.
Oh, okay.
Because that could be.
I would say with Cliff Burton, just to, sure. I'm sure the band would be happy to have him back.
Forever people trying to fill that slot,
and then I'd say Queen would be my other. Because that's just been one of my favorite bands always.
I think Freddie Mercury is the best frontman that's ever lived.
I agree with you on that.
You can't get any better than that,
really.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you?
I'd say Led Zeppelin with John Bonham.
Oh, man, yeah, that would be
top one.
And maybe like Oasis?
Yeah, Oasis would be awesome.
Yeah, do you know what?
Have they ever done Reading and Leeds before?
I don't know if they ever did. I think they did Glastonbury, and they did a bunch of their own big shows, but it wouldn't surprise me if they do end up getting back together at some point. I know the brothers don't really get on too well at the moment, apparently, but I'm sure that they'll...
I have a feeling that
it'll happen,
at some point.
I think there'll be a time for it to come back. I don't know if they'll do festivals, because they'll probably just play their own shows and get paid way more money, but they'll definitely come up for that. So guys, thank you so much for your time. It's been a really nice off-the-cuff chat. So cheers for having me.
Appreciate it.